Let's see if this works. Hi, everybody. I'm back. So apparently my feed dropped out, and I just kept talking because I it still told me I was going. But anyway, um, so I'm back. So yeah, where can I pick up? So I had Jen working on my sleeve. I had Alexa from Oink Pigments at Vista working on my sleeve. Alexa was finally able to get it to a place where I can unravel it, but I was unraveling more of it today, and a bunch of it will unravel. But every time I got to a decrease, the yarn was through the stitches again. So I guess more of the story is try to remember how you knit your stuff. And maybe don't put some kind of crazy timeline on yourself where you have to have a sweater done in less than a week when you're unraveling one sweater and knitting another sweater. But I'm crazy like that. And it's not the first time I've done it. So I'll do it again. A lot this weekend I've said, do as I say and not as I do to people. Because like I get a crazy wild thought and then just have to follow it. So my whole plan is I'm going to finish knitting the sweater. If I'm lucky, I'll finish knitting it today. And then what I'll be able to do is I can steam block it and wear it tomorrow. So the cool thing is like I'm knitting this on 10.5s. Like I should be able to hopefully fly through this. Okay, so with that being said, I was going to do a Vista update. So Vista was fantastic. Last year it was really sunny and hot. This year it was cloudy and gray. Thank goodness. The only thing that stunk was that it was kind of muddy. So I made sure I had rain boots and an umbrella. So I had those things. I had my big witch hat so people could find me. I was able to meet my internet friend Shelly. Came to the booth and we had a chance to chat, which was really nice because we missed each other last year. Although then afterwards, last night, I found out that one of my friends from the Cognitive Fiber Retreat was at Vista and I missed her, Marianne. Sorry about that. Hopefully I'll get a chance to see you soon. So, but I was really excited that I got to meet Shelly because it was our first time meeting each other and we only know each other from the internet. So she's a fantastic knitter and so very nice. So that was cool. And I stayed with my friend Jen and her family, and they took very good care of me, and they're always very sweet. So Jen made sure that because I was in some kind of adrenaline, fueled haze or whatever, I didn't know what time it was. It was like, make sure you're eating, make sure you're drinking, which was good for somebody to check in with me because I had no concept of time the entire time I was there. On Saturday, Sierra, Michelle, and I taught a class in drop spindle, and everyone was really great. There was a woman there who had this big woven necklace, and I found her very inspiring. The conversation I had with her, she's somebody who's normally a very precise and organized person, and so she was talking about yarn that she screwed up, which it wasn't screwed up. It was beautiful. And she made this big like neck piece where it was a scene of a beach with crashing waves, and the yarn that she said she screwed up was the crashing waves. And so we talked about weaving, and I told her I liked to microweave, and I showed her one of the bracelets that I made, and she was just super nice and super inspiring. And I wish I would have remembered her name because I really would love to run into her again. She was fantastic. And then on Sunday, Sierra and I taught a class, and this time the Sunday class had more students than the Saturday class. And we knocked it out of the park. It was, I think because it was the second time we were teaching together, and we didn't have Michelle there because Michelle was only there for the one day, but I I think it was because it was the second day and we felt more confident about things. We were able to really get everybody to get a handle on it very quickly. Like to the point we were like, oh, we still have time left. Like we can talk about other things. And so it was fun to be able to tell them my horror stories and explain to them, like, they call it drop spindle for a reason. So if you drop it, don't feel bad because we all do. But also, too, I didn't get to see very many vendors, but one of the vendors I did talk to was Hazard Alpacas. They were at the end of the one row that was closest to our row. And she was kind enough to donate an entire alpaca fleece. So we kept that at the booth, and some of us spun it at the booth so we could send people her way, because they also had spindles over there too. There were a couple vendors that had spindles and a couple vendors that had spinning wheels. So we would send people their way, but we could have people take some alpaca and take it home and spin it. Now, it was unprocessed, so it was in a bag, and it had a lot of dust and VM. For those of you that don't know, who aren't spinners, VM means vegetable matter, like the straw and things that you find in a fleece, but no poop. So because I told everyone in class, I said, when my kids were little, I brought home a fleece and I didn't know any better, and it was very poopy, and I promised my family never again. So I'm not processing a fleece in any of the bathtubs in this house. So this I don't have to process, which is great. Basically what she said is you can take the fiber and you can spin it dirty. You'll get a lot of dust and VM on your lap, so you should make sure you're wearing an apron. But then you wash it when it's at the yarn stage. So I started spinning some of it. Sierra and Jen were spinning some. I think Steph got some. She was volunteering at the booth. And so for the Sunday class, the folks that came to learn drop spindle, I explained to them, like, use your wool first. Here are the types of wool you should go look for that are easy to spin. Once you figure this out, try some alpaca. Here you guys go. Pass around this garbage bag and you can each take a big old fistful. So we were able to give alpaca to all the students, and I still have plenty of alpaca left. So I'm going to bring it to the next Spinning Guild meeting so I can just have people take fistfuls of it at the Spinning Guild and give out some of her business cards and things like that. So she was a lovely lady, and she does, but she's located down there near Vista. So for anybody who's not familiar with the area, Vista is down near San Diego, which is why I stayed with my friend for the weekend. So yeah, so that was really cool. The people of Vista were really good. They're really excited about having us teach next year. So I need to talk to some of my fellow guild members about that. Do a little fact finding and logistics chat. But it was a really good event despite the rain and the mud, and I had a really, really good time. I met a lot of really great people. Like I said, I got to meet my friend Shelly, and got to meet her high school friend she just connected with, and her high school friend was at our booth learning how to spin drop spindle with my friend Jen. So it went really, really well. And this year they had put us, instead of on the grass, we were underneath this big awning where I guess they usually park antique cars and stuff. So in case this got cut off in the last video, Vista Fiber Fiesta is held at the Antique Steam and Gas Museum. Antique Gas and Steam Engine Museum. Yeah. Yeah, I forget what it is. Anyway, the acronym, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so it's held there at the museum. They have a really lovely property that has all kinds of machinery on it. There's old tractors, and they had these grist mills, and we walked through this one place that had all of this really old like kitchen stuff and sewing machines, and somebody was baking cookies in there. They had a band. That was a little hard during the class because the band was pretty loud. But aside from that, it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time, and I'm really looking forward to doing it next year. So, yeah, so I'm just going to put this out there. Hopefully, it is still streaming since I lost it earlier. Our weather's been a little weird here. Maybe that's it. I don't know. The internet can be funny, but um, I'll be back next week. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do next week. I'd like to try to do some spinning because this year I'm the Tour de Fleece captain, so I really need to start getting um, sort of loosened up and get those muscles working again. As far as spinning, um, muscle memory. I'm learning how to. I shouldn't say learning. I'm reacclimating myself to spinning cotton, and I think that that's going to be my challenge this year for Tour de Fleece. But for the most part, I'm not there to get any kind of crazy amounts done or put any kind of restrictions on myself. I'm mostly there to cheer on everyone else. So that's what I'll be doing this week. But for now, I'm going to go and I'm going to work on this so I can have it done by tomorrow. And if I can get it done by tomorrow, I'll post some pictures. So that's it for now. Sorry about the video dropping out. I'll try to be a little bit more careful about these things in the future, and maybe next time I'll actually record myself so I don't have to do it a second time. It's been that kind of day.